Well, it's been a while, y'all. So, what up, y'all? It's your boy Van, and this is not even a tip of the cap or kicks on feet. This is kind of just like a one-time thing where I'm just going to showcase like a bunch of jerseys that I have in my collection. Now, I've been collecting jerseys for a while, or I've been buying jerseys and then wearing them. I definitely have donated several jerseys over the years. This mostly because either the fit was too big or I just didn't really rock it anymore like that. So most of the jerseys that I have right now are kind of more Seattle based and just kind of just something that's represent, you know, teams that I'd support from my home state of Washington. So um, definitely some older pieces and some newer ones. So it's a good mix. It's across a few different sports, but yeah. I mean, like I do plan to get a couple more jerseys and whatnot, especially the Seattle Kraken NHL hockey team once those jerseys drop. But that probably be closer to next year, I believe. But yeah, it just felt like this trying to do something a little different, and I might look into um, reformatting or just doing something different with the tip of the caps because I just realized at the rate I was going, like I'm just not going to catch up, and it's hard to do each individual one. So I might just do like kind of similar to this show for a bunch of hats or whatnot in a different style. But that's for another time. But anyways, this is just some jerseys that are in my collection, and we'll just go one by one. I just pull them up. I have them right next to me in a big old crate here. So I just don't have space to really hang jerseys. As you see, all of the stuff up here is really just for coats and whatnot. But you know, once I have my own spot, you know, I'll probably consider that. But this one right here is a Russell Wilson limited style jersey. So it's like single stitched. It's comparable to a swingman type of jersey. So it's not like the basic replica jerseys, but that are screen printed. But it does. But it's not like game elite jersey level. But I mean, it's a cool jersey. I got this at the Nike store. So Russell Wilson, blue Seahawks. This one on a home team jersey. So there's that. So that's the first one. And let's toss it over. It's on my bed, so it's fine. This one right here is a one I got from Lids online. So it's a Adidas when Adidas was making the jerseys. So it's from the 08 era. So before the Sonics team moved, but it does have Sean Kemp on the back. So this is 40 there. So it's that from the last Sonics era before they moved to OKC, unfortunately. But it's Sean Kemp, who was like one of my favorite players growing up, mostly because he could dunk the ball, and I always liked dunks, even though I couldn't really dunk. So, yeah, it's a Hardwood Classics, which is since is now run by Mitchell Ness. I'll probably cop another Sean Kemp jersey from the '90s, but we'll see into that. But it is kind of like a swingman type jersey, so it's single stitch. But cool detail there. Here's a Mitchell Ness BP practice jersey, so some mesh. So it's from the '90s, I believe. So I think it's like 90. It has a tagging somewhere. Yeah. So the tagging on the inside, 91 Ken Griffey Jr. BP mesh jersey, so Mariners there. And this, no name, but it's just a 24 on the back. So this is in a size medium. So for me nowadays it runs a little small, but the thing with jerseys for me is like, because I'm a little shorter in stature, like I could kind of go between medium and large. So large fits a little loose, but you know, for some jerseys, you know, it's nice to have like a little more compressed fit there. Adidas, UW Washington Huskies away jerseys. This is from the first. This is from the new set. So this is when Adidas had a partnership with UW. After the Nike contract expired. The main reason I got this really is just because of the Pac-12 patch. It's screen printed, so it's iron pressed on. But some of the cool details is you can't see it really well, but the numbers have like the special like paw print font or something like that. Whatever. And then sleeves. So they try to keep it more simplistic and clean and simple with this one. So I would say I still prefer Nike jerseys, but I mean, it's UW, so support. Speaking of Nike jerseys, yeah, so this is the previous model of the UW Husky jersey. It's in the home purple colorway. This one's a medium here, and you know, a nice rubber bumper print there with the details, and then on the collar, it's like a silhouette. It's supposed to be a silhouette of the stadium, Husky Stadium, essentially. But and also with the number, or like this part right here in the upper left is supposed to represent the tip, or like the northwest somehow, where it's pointed. I don't know. This one's cool. This is a medium, so it's talking about more of the snug fit. So the thing with Adidas is they fit a little too tight, so I sized up on that. With Nike, I could go either way. So if I want like more of a snug fit, but not too like compressive, like a medium's fine. But I'll probably size up moving forward. But yeah, this is from the previous few years before Washington decided to go with Adidas, so with their partnership. Seattle Sounders alternate heritage jersey. So this is kind of a play off the vintage 1974 hockey, or not hockey, but soccer Seattle Sounders team. So Xbox there, shield here. It's more of in a color, like a polo, almost like a polo set. So Clint Dempsey, number 2, and it has a vintage like Seattle Sounders logo there. So Climate Cool. Oh, so that was their team jerseys. Something a bit more obscured is you know, there's a professional like Ultimate Frisbee League or whatever, so I did get their like jersey from that. So there's more like a play shirt or a shirt that they wear for the games. So I believe this is their away version. I just liked it because it has the it's the Seattle Cascades, for those that want to know, that are curious about it. So it has like the Cascade mascot guy, I forget what the name is, but yeah, Seattle in the front. And it has the, I forget which, yeah. So it does have like the Frisbee League or the Ultimate, so it's the American Ultimate Disc League or whatever it's supposed to be, but it is co-ed and mixed, so. Boom Technical, yeah, I'm not really sure about who makes what branding it is, but kind of a way to represent the obscured local teams, really. And like, I do like playing Ultimate Frisbee. I've watched a couple games, but you know, it's different. So it's an alternative for sure. Let's see. It's pretty much grabbing whatever's on top. So Mitchell Ness, they're really known for making jerseys. I definitely really got into jersey collecting around the early 2000s after high school, 2002, when Mitchell Ness was like really popping off with their throwbacks, but they were oversized too, so it wasn't really for me. Well, I do like the direction they're going, kind of making more fitted jerseys, even and definitely making more of like the swingman, like the I don't want to say like authentic, but or replica, but like the middle. So there's a nice balance here. But Seattle Seahawks, Steve Largent jersey here. This is the replica collection. So it is a swingman style. So this is from the 1985 year. So clean jersey, definitely bring me back for a lot of childhood memories with the Seahawks and when they were wearing these jerseys and silver helmets. Steve Large on the back. I was too young to really see him play, but like at the time he was like the best receiver, and he had all the major records till Jerry Rice broke it really. And it's funny too, hearing that story because when Jerry Rice came up to play for Seattle, Steve Largent gave his blessing to unretire his number because it was retired at the time for Jerry Rice to wear, and then obviously after Jerry left the team, it became retired, I guess you could say. But I mean, yeah, I know he's a politician now in Oklahoma, so he's doing his thing. So shouts to Largent. This is one of my more recent jerseys. The fact it still has a tag on it, but I don't know. I've been kind of on the fence for years about getting like WNBA jerseys. Mostly because of I wasn't sure about the fit, but it seems a bit more unisex in a sense. But it was Nike too. So the WNBA Seattle Storm. It's a Sue Bird jersey. I think that's the main reason I got to because of the Sue Bird. So because she's definitely a Seattle legend. She's been with the team for at least 15 years or whatever it's been. But yeah, she's a Seattle legend, and she's a baller. So this is a way to support the Seattle Storm and Sue Bird, and they're doing really good in the WNBA bubble too. So I think they only have one loss and played like 12, 13 games. So they're looking good, man. And hopefully they'll win another WA championship, even though for some people it's not major. But anytime a Seattle team wins, I'm all for it. So yeah, it still has the tags. I haven't worn it yet. Maybe I'll wear it at some point, but yeah, summer's over. Who knows? I might wear it. I could wear it soon. Yeah, there's a good number of jerseys here. And let's see how long y'all stay through these stories. But for those hockey historians, this is the Seattle Metropolitans hockey jersey. So they did play in 1915, and I believe they won the championship in 1917. But if my dates are off, it's definitely in that era. But they won the Stanley Cup in one of those 2 years. But looks like a candy cane striped jersey, so it is a dope jersey. It'd be really cool if the Seattle Kraken at some point uses this as like an alternate one-time theme night type of jersey with the candy cane and make it all festive and whatnot with the S. So I think it's cool. I got this from Ebbets Field. It is a hockey sweater for sure. So it's definitely nice and cozy, and yeah, it's festive. I usually wear it around Christmas time or the holidays just because the color scheme and winter sports. So and like I said earlier, I'll definitely cop a Kraken jersey once those are available. I know those will be for Adidas, but this is from Ebbets Field too. Ebbets Field Flannel, I should say. They're a company that is based out of Seattle as well. Unfortunately, they just closed down their brick and mortar store because of COVID, and I think because it wasn't a safe area, which sucked. But they have a dope collection of vintage jerseys from yesteryears and ball caps and whatnot. But I was happy to get this particular jersey, and apparently it's handmade, so it takes some time to make it, but cool. Nike replica basketball jersey here, UW Huskies. Number two. The reason I got this really is because of the number. I believe the player at the time was Justin Wilcox, or it's Wilcox. I forget it's Justin or Chris, but yeah. number 23. I went to UW, so it represents that. On the back, it might be kind of hard to see without the lighting, but it does have like some of the design of the UW, which is some like graphic design on the back that kind of homage to the university. But yeah, we don't wear this one too much because I don't know. The basketball team's been weird. I definitely watch. I remember watching UW when like Brandon Roy, Nate Robertson. You know, I went to school with those guys. Were like essentially, so it was cool to see them do well, not only in college but NBA as well, and then all that. So for at least a few years, UW hoops was popping, and Seattle hoops in general is pretty cool. There's a lot of like local talent that goes on to do things in the NBA, and it's up to see guys like Jamal Crawford still run the program. Unfortunately, not this year, but you know, in previous years, that was kind of a thing. And then speaking of the number 23, this is a game worn, game used Washington Huskies jersey. I want to say from 08, 09, possibly. I won this in the auction, and because I just wanted the number 23, and this was an auction that the players wore, so they had some wear and tear on the numbering and whatnot, and the sleeve. So I got a pretty good price actually. I believe it was like $150, and as I said, it's game worn. Obviously, I did wash it, and I wore it a couple times myself. But I mean, I just wanted to show that I just wanted to have it in the collection. So this is definitely a cool collection piece. I do have the certificate of authenticity somewhere, but this shows this is like a legit jersey. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little collector's item for Go Huskies. And let's see. Oh, okay. And another like hockey jersey here. This one we got from Lids, but this is more of the movies from the fictional team movie collection. So I guess there's been like a few different companies. I guess this one's Headwear Classics is the company brand, but essentially it's a Mighty Ducks Goldberg jersey. So it has the old D5, District 5, Mighty Ducks. So if you're familiar with the Disney Mighty Ducks movie, then that's where the jersey's from. This is from the first movie. And on the back it has Goldberg 33, because even though his character is the actor that portrayed Goldberg in real life has done some wild stuff. The movie was cool, and he lost a lot of weight too, but like he done some questionable legal decisions, questionable choices, I'll say. But anyways, about the movie, I don't know. Goldberg was just my favorite dude, just because he was just a total goofball. So all the other guys I didn't care for Conway or Banksy, but Fulton would have been a good one too. But I don't know. Goldberg was kind of the one I went with, so definitely a cool jersey. Then all the nostalgia and all that, so definitely for 90s kids out there that have seen that movie. So let's see. All right. Unfortunately, USA men's soccer hasn't been doing too good. Shouts to the U.S. women's national team, U.S. team. They always kill it. But I think this was a jersey that was supposed to be worn in 2018 for the men's USA team. Unfortunately, they didn't qualify for the World Cup, so that was a whack. But I got this jersey at the Nike employee store, so that's what set it off. So I mean, it's just Team USA, something to represent. I like the look of it overall aesthetically. So the white, mostly white, is makes it clean and simple. And then this is details with the shoulders and the blue, and then the red striping trim on the side. So no player name on the back, but it is what it is. Though it is kind of feels the single stitch, but yeah, there's the USA crest logo there. So I did have a hat that I had to return because it was the wrong size, but men's USA soccer. But it was cool because it had like the wolf and weave brim, but I had to return it because it was too small. They gave me I ordered the wrong size, so that was screwed up. Another recent pickup here. Seattle Mariners spring training jerseys. This one was done by Majestic because I picked it up because it was like 50% off because this is from last spring training, so 2019. But because Nike is now the on-field jersey apparel after it's supposed to be Under Armour, but then they backed out, so Nike just jumped in and took over. So that's the tags here. So yeah. So it says retail was $125, so I got it for more than half of it. I believe I got it for like $50, and I compared the two. So there's some subtle differences, obviously, with the Nike swoosh there, and I think this Nike with Nike this embroidery is a bit smaller, but I mean it was too subtle to tell, so I just went with the Majestic one, and you know. Subtle differences, but I mean, it is what it is. So, but yeah, this is their spring training one, the powder blue joints. I don't think there's an on-field of the hat in the color. I mean, there's like some. I'm sure there's some in the color scheme, but it's not like on-field yet. But I don't know. Maybe that'll be for something for next year. And also, powder blue apparently coming back too in vogue. That might be a thing. So, something to represent. Team, another Mariners jersey here. This one's the alternative navy jersey. So has Seattle, another Majestic one, but it does have the 40th year anniversary patch on the right side. So that's the reason I got it. That's because of the patches, and I do have a hat that matches that patch too. Seattle circle logo, whatever you want to call it. There. This one's a blank, so there's that. But yeah, that's their alternative jersey, away jersey, I guess. This one we got from when I worked at Nike. I got it from the Nike outlet, and with the discount and everything else, it ended up being like $40. So this is a weird jersey though, because it is a number Seahawks 12 jersey for the fan, so. Does have fan on the back with the number 12. This one's the screen print joint. But what's weird about it is, unlike the other jerseys, it doesn't have that little shoulder blade thing that goes with the jersey. I don't know if that was a company, manufacturing defect or what, but yeah, I think at some point I'll definitely get a white jersey. Another white Seahawks jersey, but this is more just because it was on the cheap side and had fan on the back. So this is a jersey you can definitely keep forever. And the cool thing about it is it does represent Seattle with, even though they retired at number 12 for the fan, and you know it's one of those jerseys that like even there's no worry about like player getting traded or signed as a free agent to a different team or whatever, because they're going to always have this. But as that as a bag, so that's kind of a cool little touch. Yeah, kind of just a nice little affordable jersey. But yeah, this is what I was referring to. Another Seahawks jersey. So yeah, with the white jersey, it didn't have that shoulder blade thing, but you know, like the other jerseys here. But this is the, I want to say 2017 Color Rush jerseys with the green. Richard Sherman, who, you know, I do think he's a really good player. Unfortunately, this is on the wrong team right now. But once he like leaves San Fran or retires, he'll definitely needs to get his flowers for as a Seahawks legend. But yeah, this is the Color Rush jersey, the limited style because it's the single stitching and all that, and you know, a little better quality material for the jersey. But yeah, I got this color, and then unfortunately, I believe in this game. As a matter of fact, the ruptured his Achilles, and that what led to his departure. But it was either that game or the next game. But yeah, go Hawks. Another movie jersey we have here is for those that are into basketball, 90s film, Above the Brim. I just got it mostly because it has a number 23. That's what really sealed the deal for me. But it's Above the Rim. It has a tournament shootout, which I found pretty hilarious. That there's a tournament that has that name because you don't want to talk about gun shootouts and all that, or have violent times. But it's weird because it's on the stitching it says Birdie, but if it wasn't Birdie actually wore it, I didn't know for years the dude was actually named Motar, who's portrayed by Wood Harris, who's done many of quality films. And he was Avar Moxley on The Wire, so for those that want to know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he wore this jersey, number 23. He was the other guy. He was a goon, essentially, that could ball. And ultimately got shot in the end. So if you haven't seen the movie, Above the Rim, man. Tupac Shakur's in it too. So let's see. Oh, hockey. So this is a minor league affiliate for the Western Hockey League, or apparently in the Canadian Hockey League. They're in the WHL. But Seattle Thunderbirds. This was done by Reebok. So this is their away jerseys, I believe. So yeah, this is a nice clean jersey, and I like it because I was able to support the team. I got this at Lids years ago. It's funny because they don't even play in Seattle. They play like about 30 minutes away in Kent, down south. But they used to play in the Key Arena, which is going to be the Climate Pledge Arena, or whatever Amazon named it, for neutral carbon arena or whatever, to help the environment. But yeah, so this was the hockey team. There was a minor league team that represented the area. Though there's a couple other ones too, but this is the Seattle one. So it'll be dope when the Kraken show up. So because they'll be in shell. They'll still be around, but they definitely represent. Oh, let's see. Oh, I got the matching shorts too to go with this, but this is a bootleg, essentially. So I'm just gonna be honest about it. But I got mostly because I wanted to do a Halloween costume of Space Jam, and it's the Toon Squad with the Bugs Bunny. So it has Bugs number 1 on the back. There, it's a variant. I have the matching shorts with it, but whatever. Yeah, I got this from Amazon. It was a Halloween costume, essentially. I did see the new photos of the LeBron James Space Jam 2 or New Legacy movie. Those usually suck. So I'm happy about this one here. But I mean, I get it. I don't mind the color so much, but the execution on the new one at least. But the execution does look weird to me. It was just too much. It was very Bush League. Let's say. So that like this part here, but it was all like looked like a ray of sunshine, and it had like a weird teal to it. But I mean, with this one, it's clean, it's simple, easy, and it's very recognizable. But you gotta give it some time. But yeah, definitely another classic movie from the 90s for me. And we'll go with this one next. Yeah, this one's taking a while. This one I got from Lids 2, XFL 1.0, the first one. He Hate Me, Las Vegas Outlaws, probably the most iconic jersey. One of the more iconic jerseys in sports lore, because with the original XFL, they're trying to be more gimmicky and kind of be novel and different from NFL, so they have players have their nicknames on the back. Yeah, the origins. I think there's supposed to be something different for Rod Smart was the player, and he later had played for the Panthers for a number of years, but I forget why he chose He Hate Me, but I think he wanted to say something else, but it just didn't sound as cool. So he just went with this, and honestly, it worked out. Um, yeah, so there's that. XFL. Also, it's just on the side too. With the Las Vegas Outlaws, it's pretty cool too. But I was mostly got because they had the He Hate Me jersey. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say too. I did order. I found ordered a jersey in the medium, but it's in the small, so it's a little snug, especially around the collar. So I had to stretch it out. So it's a slight rip, but at the same time, I could still rock with it. So it's dope, and definitely one of those like random ones. But speaking of XFL, kind of a weird thing. I think a custom made Seattle Dragons one, so the XFL 2.0, they folded after like 5 games because of COVID, and it was very unfortunate that happened. But recently The Rock decided to buy the league along with an investment group. So hopefully in next year they can do something to sustain the league. So, yep, this got Seattle Dragons, even though I think at the time we were projected and we were like the worst team in the league. But 8-team league, what are you going to do? I got the number 23, and then I just got custom with my name on the back. So, that's my name, Vanley23. That's my handle. So, I thought it was a kind of little touch. I think that's what I'm going to do for future jerseys too. Just have... If I could just fit my whole name, I'm going to put my whole name on it. I know in the NFL that was a thing for a couple of years. Mostly players had the same last name, surname. So, yeah. So that's my custom XFL jersey there. And hopefully I'll be able to wear it while I'm watching some games. Seattle Sounders. I think this is definitely a third color jersey. This is the electric yellow one. It is a bit snug on me because it is in a size medium, but I think it's one of the cooler colors, to be quite honest. So, especially with that Volt, it definitely pops out, and kind of a cool little touch on the design and all that. So with the color scheme. There. 2017 Seattle Mariners Players Weekend, which I felt was kind of which definitely is a cool concept until last year with the black and white. That was whack. But like in past years, they have had like I think it was in collaboration with Little League Baseball. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a Players Weekend deal where you have players wear these pullover jerseys and the loud, vibrant colors, and then they would have nicknames on the back of their jersey. So this one's a Robinson Cano one, and for his nickname, he said, "You don't know." Yeah, I thought it was something else, but yeah, man. I didn't really care too much for Robinson Cano personally, but I thought the jersey was cool, so that's one of the have a little some, and have like the evolution of little major league patch on the back too. So kind of a cool little thing. Hopefully they do better. I mean, they're not going to really do a Players Weekend this year because of COVID, but hopefully next year it'll be better than all black and all white everything, because that was a stupid concept. That was just lazy, really. More Mariners baseball jerseys. This one's a Ken Griffey Jr. Replica. So this is their away jerseys. Yeah, they wear gray away. So I believe, they wear the grays away, I believe. So if I'm mistaken, it's the other way around. So whatever. Griffey 24. I was slightly disappointed when he came back at the end of his career, honestly, because I didn't feel like he could do too much. But I mean, it was more for a PR standpoint, quite honestly. So, I love Griffey, don't get me wrong, but he was kind of done at that point. he just was worn out at that point. But like it was cool that he was able to just be in the presence of the younger players. And he played with Ichiro for a year, so that was kind of cool. Because they had a lot of mutual respect for one another. Friday, alternative teal jerseys, because they do wear these. If they're at home on Fridays, then we're going to wear this color jersey. So, this one's a Felix Hernandez. This is like the authentic version, so it does have that little tail on the end. Oh, no, not this one, but like the other jerseys from Majestic, they do have that cool base tail, which is weird. But, yeah, this is the 35th annual patch here from 2012. King Felix Hernandez on the back. Yeah, and this is what happens when you roll up the jersey in the crate. This kind of has that wrinkled look, so that one sucks. But yeah, man, he was a great pitcher. Unfortunately, he just didn't have a lot of like team support as far as run production and all that. So he pitched his heart out. I know he's definitely well respected in Seattle community, and he opted out this year, and hopefully he gets another chance to play for a contender next year. I'm not sure what I think his deal, it was a minor league deal with Atlanta, so hopefully he gets another chance at least, but we'll see how that plays out. He opted out because of COVID, so we'll see. But yeah, shout out to the King. Mitchell Ness, Gary Payton, 90, 95, 96 era jersey. When they switched from the iconic Skyline logo to this. I remember at the time when they first went with this colorway and logo, it was kind of a mixed bag, but over time, obviously, and the nostalgia plays into effect. It's actually a really cool jersey, and I do like the colorway and this, because it's not common to see a mixture of like green and like, I want to say like it's like a burnt orange almost, and the yellow hints. But yeah, shout out to GP. I've run into another Seattle legend, no doubt. Hopefully we get a team, because we can finally officially have a Gary Payton night to retire his jersey, and he's been wanting that forever. He don't want his jersey retired in OKC, so shout out to the real one on that. I've run into him a few times, around over the years. The last time I saw him was in a Vegas nightclub, so because his family lives out there, so that's nothing new. Seattle Sounders 2020 jersey with a new sponsorship, Zulify or whatever. It's a cool little jersey because it does have the star. Although I'm missing the second star, so I may have to get into that when I can. The weird shoulder stripe kind of throwing me off, but I mean, overall the jersey's cool. I just need the green joint, quite honestly. So, because I have this one that's a little too tight for me. So, with the Xbox, yeah. So I forget what year this was from, but MLS jersey, Sounders joint, home. The Rave green there, no name on the back, and one of my favorite Seahawks, or of this current generation at least, Earl Thomas. This is the OG one, so this was in the Wolf Gray, back when they had as their third alternative color, and I no, they're not undefeated. They lost once, but yeah, pretty much up to a point they were like 5-0. Oh, they tied once wearing these jerseys. That might be it. But anyways, this is like the elite edition, so this is, heavy duty material and stitching and all that. So it's kind of faded because of the wash along the collar, but and the shoulder blade. So wear and tear. But this is a OG one, because you'll see Earl Thomas the third now, but this is before the league allowed like longer surnames or something like that. So it used to be like you couldn't do like the second or the third or whatever, but I don't know why you couldn't, but that was what it was. So yeah, this is the elite jersey. This has this sweat spots where it has these designated spots where you would sweat and sweat absorption and all that. So I'm glad he's on Baltimore, but I know he got some weird legal stuff, so we'll see how that goes. Or weird stuff in his personal life, so. Alright, so Seattle Mariners, Edgar Martinez 80s jersey here. Just wanted something to support Edgar Martinez, another Hall of Famer for the team, so I ran into him a couple times over years, but I do see Jay Buhner a lot because he lives in the area. And he used to go to the same grocery store I went to for a number of years, so you see him there all the time. So, but Edgar Martinez, best DH ever. I just wanted to get something to support that. And let's see, I got 2 more jerseys left, but they're the Seattle Mariners jerseys. But this one right here is another authentic, I guess what you can say. So this is their Sunday home alternative jersey. So it has that cream look with the while using the modern logo in the old blue and yellow colorway, royal blue and yellow colorway. Has a number 23 on the back. It wasn't a Nelson Cruz jersey, so he's still doing well in Minnesota too. So I just like it at the number 23, and I think it was cool just not having the name on the back of the jersey because this is one I could just wear forever because I don't have to worry about who wore it. But this was a Nelson Cruz jersey, and unfortunately, he did well, and I liked his game, but obviously they went to the youth movement, and he signed on with the Twins, and he's still doing well. He can still hit, so good for him. But it's kind of a bummer when he left. And this one's a Russell Athletic Mariners jersey. This one is another future Hall of Famer, definitely future Hall of Famer, Ichiro Suzuki. But I thought it was cool that it just had his first name because his last name's Suzuki, obviously. But yeah, in Japan it's like last name first, so it'd be Suzuki Ichiro-san. But yeah, Ichiro jersey, number 51. Although now that I think about it, I did have another jersey, a BP jersey that had a Randy Johnson by Mitchell Ness, but I don't know what happened in that pile. But anyways, I got this off eBay. It's a Russell Athletic. I don't think it's from this All-Star jersey, but I believe it was stitched on, so I was cool with it. But yeah, details on these Russell jerseys are cool. Russell Athletic jerseys are cool. I like it. A lot of embroidery and all that, so cool with that. I do have because like that just reminded me now. I did have a Randy Johnson's 93 Mitchell Ness BP jersey, but and I had the 51 on the back, but I don't know what happened to that one. So it's not in the collection, but those were all my jerseys that I have in my collection. That video took a lot longer than I thought. I hope it didn't screw up, but so I was like stopping the recording because I'd be pissed. But if it didn't, I know it's long. Thank you for all watching. I think for my next tip of the cap videos, it'll be kind of similar to that format. But like I'll probably do like maybe one colorway or one team, something like that. So I have a bunch of Mariners caps too. So instead of doing individual ones, I'll just do like a set moving forward. So it won't be like tip the cap, this particular hat here. Because for me, it is too much and too long to go through my whole collection. And I'm always updating too, so it's kind of hard to keep track of what's done and what haven't been done. But yeah, man. thank you all for watching. If you've seen this whole entire video, hopefully you like, subscribe, and I'll try to do my best to create more content in the future and not necessarily shoot the breeze or go off tangents. I felt that one was cool as it's a lot of jerseys to go through. So, till then, how's your boy? This is Van, and we're out. Peace.